forest, giant flowers, and everybody seems dwarfed by the size of the vegetation, as if you are fairy size. A Spriggan who introduces himself, so a grasshopper-legged fairy who introduces himself as Herald Court of Summer, has a courtly conversation with Lady Emma about, do you wish to introduce your great aunt? Is very interested in seeing you. And Lady Emma eventually decides, yes, I wish to be introduced. And at that point, the Spriggan basically hops far up in the sky, like turns into a blink of light, and like dives over the horizon as you're all standing there going, hey, somewhere doing something. Lady Emma is going, no, we just wait here. They'll come and fetch us, or the court will come to us, whichever comes. As all of you are going, what does it mean for the court to come to us? As all of you are like standing there in the middle of a field minding your own business, suddenly you're in this grand fairy court as all the twigs and branches rearrange themselves in 8 arches and beautiful dappled tapestries and chandeliers. There are hundreds of fae in nobles' clothing, some wearing masquerade masks, some wearing not, some not. Some naked as the day they were born, all basically looking at you with thinly veiled interest. They all basically seem to stare at you with tiny beady eyes. Only fairies have. This makes me really, really uncomfortable. As you are like standing in the middle of a large, what appears to be a dance hall, like numerous fae are basically twirling around you and continuous dance. You can hear Baroque music in the background, interrupted every so often by a fiddle solo. A particular herald of the court, like aloud announcing Lady Emma, basically first of her name, like Duchess of the Court of Summer. Princess of the 5 realms. As it goes on for like 5. It's like, as everybody's whispering, how exactly high in the Fae court were you again?
Just Lady Emma, why so many names?
Lady Emma's just shaking her head like, I'm regretting this. I'm regretting this.
You think?
As various fairies zoom up to each of you and drape you in garlands and beautiful cloaks and finery, essentially as your clothing magic transformed into Fae garb, made of leaves and silks, flowers. Smells beautiful. They're all the women have basically garlands in their hair. The men have basically these crowns made of burnished twigs. They are capped with gold and silver. But about that period of time, a imperious Fey woman dressed in a dress of golden leaves, floats up to the group of you. You notice she is huge in comparison to you. She's like, she's actually like 3 to 4 times your height. As she sort of bends down, the giant golden-haired woman, basically golden crown. Like, my dear, why you? This is your aunt, lady. Dear, why are you so small? You stand amongst the great arch. Assume your proper size.
Lady Emma just goes, I think I'll prefer to stay down here, thank you very much.
With the common folk.
Better to be common than to be you.
Ooh.
There's a and a gasp from numerous Fae courtesans all the way around.
Owl's just in the back row.
Burn, baby, burn!
You could always basically such a rude trumpet. Strumpet. Such.
So,
But do show your manners when Tanya arrives.
Zumlar just let
Of
a
course,
low
Auntie.
growl. The
Right.
statement that pissed him off.
Your aunt
Sorry.
sort of
Turn up your volume.
steps to the side, and if it's whether or not it's some trick or perspective or something, to shrink down to basically be the same size of all the people in the background. But there's a large entourage of golden fae that seems to surround her. Parked in like one dark corner, basically like sucking up all the light, seems to be some winter court fae, as there seems to be like black rose petals continually falling to the ground in their general area, rather than golden and dappled light shining on all the other fae around here. They're just sort of this gray, sullen cloud, basically. Pall that seems to have settled over that part of the court, as this particularly imperious-looking duke with stark white skin, and fanged teeth, and like sharp goatee pair of goat's horns, lounges in a throne. Next to him, some very deadly-looking warriors, like elvish warriors with like armed to the teeth in like elvish plate, dark black mail. And standing behind him is the huntsman.
Ooh.
A highly recognized figure, basically within the Winter Court. The master of the hunt, full horned helm with like 10 stag horns out of it, raising easily like 3 or 4 feet above his head. It looks impossible. His helm looks impossibly large. Be propped up on any mortal's head. He has a giant flowing black cape. Standing next to him, or crouched next to him immediately, are a number of flame-tongued hounds, red eyes, jet black. Any of the smaller fae that get slightly too close, there's one right now. As you can see, basically all you can see is like there's a blur of motion, and then there's a pair of fairy legs out of the jaws of one of the hounds. And a slight chuckle from the huntsman. The Imperious Duke individual is motioning your party, sir. As you're looking around, it's like us, like points at you directly, and then motions again. The lot of you directly in motion. Do you actually come hither, or do you basically just ignore his entreaty to come?
Owl's gonna try to pet a dog.
I think that Dirk is going to take Lady Emma's point on that.
Lady Emma's gonna confidently walk up and sort of glare at everybody.
The promised princess has arrived. Are you going to fulfill your wedding vows?
Oh.
So this is you know this Duke. He is the Duke of East. He is supposedly one of those. He's supposedly one of the most powerful living dark fae that had made numerous pacts with the old one. Past, perhaps one of the most powerful living warlocks.
Oh shit!
You know that I have no desire to get married to that frumpy asshole that I am supposedly engaged to.
She said frumpy asshole.
Right.
Oh.
He motions to the huntsman. You mean this frumpy ass? As the huntsman removes his helm, and he's like this raven-haired, like pale skin, astoundingly beautiful man. Basically, like his features were chisels out of marble. It's like his eyes basically are bewitching and dark, and it's like no hair out of place, basically.
Lady Emma just smirks and is like,
How's my volume now? Can you guys hear
I
me?
had-
Okay.
I had
Heard
almost, I had pretty much forgotten your face.
Yeah, Ryan.
But you actually have forgotten his face because of that weird deal.
How could I actually have forgotten his face?
Like the Duke of Eden, my, you could not have forgotten the face of your groom. That seems preposterous.
Yeah, actually, I may have sold those memories for a very cool item to a demon, but I figured they weren't really that important since the wedding's never gonna happen.
It's like a woman after my own heart, basically making deals.
You have no heart, thank you.
Well, I was meaning that metaphor.
Oh, she said he had no
Many a
heart.
metaphor.
No, he has no heart. It's like
No, he literally has no
he's
heart.
divided his souls, subdivided and subleased his soul so many times. It's just like I don't actually remember if I have emotion. But Lady Emma, I will before this court before the adjourn, I wish to have the House of Edom to have your answer upon your promise, Raven Queen, that you would make this bond of peace the Winter Court.
I made no such deal. My mother made that deal in order to attain power for my brother. You know how it is to have a favorite child. Well, he was not my favorite sibling.
Your brother basically has achieved as much as any Fey Knight hoped to be, being the champion of Tanya.
And do you think he did that by himself?
No, of course not. But
Anyway,
you have a part to play in this. Still have yet to fill.
yes, and I'm still cursed to be 16 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I know, despite the fact that I am
His eyes flare.
celestial,
Are you so
I
interested
cannot
in it?
get rid of this curse at the moment.
Yeah, bothers much.
And as
I'd be certainly willing.
as I recall,
Reconsider the
deal, as I recall from the deal was that I would marry him upon turning 18. And considering the fact that despite the fact that I am over 450 years old, I am technically still only 16.
Technicality. So do you wish to keep this technicality in place?
What are you offering in return?
Like, he whispers in your ear, all things are possible, power.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
Well,
Yes.
Do you wish to base it? Do you wish to curse? It seems like a very useful curse to me. I could pass it on to another.
and what happens when I release the curse? I have to marry that poor man over there.
It's like, the
name? I
huntsman
can't
basically
remember.
gives sort of a nonchalant shrug. You still haven't heard him talk yet. You're wondering why, but
Can someone remind
Yes,
me of this
yes,
man's
very
name?
much. For the price of peace between the two corps. Yes. Harry Hunt. My dear cousin. So,
And if I should choose not to marry him?
the
What
Winter
then?
Court and Summer Court may be going to war again soon. There is already a dispute. But I am here to basically head off any such unpleasant.
You always were quite the diplomat, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm all for peaceful solution.
He peaceful, and yet I have to sell my soul to another.
My, you've already done this, so what's more, one more? Is my cousin so unpleasant to look upon?
To look upon, no. To talk with, that may be another story.
Well, you're more than welcome to get to know him this very evening. I think you did, you fled before you had the first talk.
The point is not who the man is, but how I shall attain my freedom in that situation. You see, if I were to get married, I know that I would still be free to live my own life.
Cousin, what do you say? Would your bride be free to basically live her own life? Yes, uncle, of course. Lady Emma, I promise you, I pledge upon my honor as a noble of the court of winter that have you do as you wish, even when married.
Lady Emma's just gonna roll her eyes and be like, I'll give him a shot, but I'm not convinced right now. It's been 450 years and I'm still not convinced.
I love Lady Emma.
She's real sassy right now.
So here for it. I'd be munching popcorn if it wasn't loud.
The cousin, please escort Lady Emma through the formalities of the dance. I'm sure in 400 years, perhaps thrown a little rusty.
And what of my colleagues?
Your colleagues are guests of our guest Tanya and your aunt, the Duchess of Summer. As such, essentially, they are protected from any fey shenanigans, as it were. So long as they don't enter into any, so long as they don't voluntarily enter into contracts with the fey here, they will remain safe and unharmed.
And what of the rest of my family? Should I be expecting any more reunions?
Oh, your mother is point. She is in the east wing of the palace. If you wish to go see her, your brother, of course, is Lady Titania's champion. So I'm sure you'll see him when Lady Titania, our Queen of Summer, arrives.
Very well.
Is your father still
Lady
alive
Emma-
at this point, or no? Or is this one of those situations where your mother, like, has many lovers? So it's just like that's. There's no telling who your father is.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to you.
I'm gonna leave it along the lines of your mother had many lovers, so there is no telling who your actual father is.
Yeah, that works. That sounds good. That tracks. I mean, my mom's a queen, so she can do whatever she wants.
Heaven.
Dahlia, honey, please stop trying to eat my bread.
So the huntsman hands Helm this a page, a hardened, grizzled individual wearing spiked leather armor, giant scar, like Xing his face as if someone had slashed him twice across the face. He holds on to the huntsman's cloak and helm. As he takes both of his raiment off, he's dressed in this dark doublet, moons and hounds, sort of surrounding his band. He holds out his elbow.
Lady
You
Emma's
just
gonna
sort of
like
steadfastly refuse not to basically interact with him and sort of like stomp alongside of him.
Yeah, she's gonna like angrily walk
he puts his
beside
hand
him
down,
and
basically does a deep bow, basically in motion. The general direction you should be going as your general memory of these things is that you should be making the rounds and not making chat with all the very nobles of the summer court at this point, as a noble yourself. All right, Lady Emma gets carted away eventually. The rest of you, there's various members of Winter Court stationed here. They all look like members of the Addams family. It's like, great. Like there's about 20 of them. The Duke of Edom is the only one that is sort of like handsome and debonair, and the rest of them look like basically like some version of Uncle Fester or Lurch, or some pale assassin dude. And it's like particularly it looks like a negative version of a drow, where his skin is pale white, his hair is dark black, his eyes are stark white. Like he has knives as a fashion statement. He walks up to a lot of you who are just like meandering around. So all us low folk essentially, we are generally free to do whatever we want. If you're interested, there's a bar over. There's a bar set up for us, for where we may browse. Or just in West Wing. The East Wing is taken up by the High Muckety. You interested in coming?
What juices do they have?
Well, I guess that depends on whether or not you're getting plastered or not, because there's plenty of juices here that will get you very, very drunk. But if you're looking for something non-alcoholic,
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we go and check it out, guys? Why don't we all go check it out? Lady Emma's busy, so why don't we go check that out?
Krishana's going to try and see if someone will dance with her.
So the dancing is intricate and bizarre. So it sort of looks like the Wednesday dance, basically from the Wednesday. And some goths, some weird modern artistic movement, and it's just like, and every so often they basically do a modern ballroom. Krishana is looking at this, going, confusing. I'll give it my best shot. Roll a performance check. It's not. It's fairly easy to find a dance partner. It's fairly hard to figure out how to basically join the dance properly. Krishana does an admirable job of following the lead of our partner, including the weird stuff, called jumping jacks, and jumping jacks basically in the worm. But a handsome fey man would basically like antennas for eyebrows, basically, like moth antennas for eyebrows.
Oh.
You're quite good. Like, how long have you been with the princess?
A few weeks, months? I don't know. Time really
Few
flies.
years at this point. So, you as a group have been together for about 5-6 years. So, it's like
Wild.
Well, some of her noble training must have rubbed her. Like, you are an ex.
Zumlar will dance too.
So you pick up an inspiration at this point for dancing with Faye, taking the risk of dancing with Faye.
Zumlar will go ahead and dance too.
All right, so I need a performance. You pick a wallflower Faye, or do you pick some woman that appears some Faye woman that appears fairly confident?
Someone's fairly confident.
Okay, go ahead. I need a
That's
persuasion check and a performance.
Persuasion and performance.
You know better than to pick an actual noble, because then that's you're not a noble yourself.
No, I'm not. But I'm a soldier of a noble.
Yes, so you are recognized basically as a member. You've lived in a noble court most of your life. I'm just saying you are not a. So okay, so persuasion, performance.
18 for persuasion and dirty 20 for performance.
All right. So you've been a part of a number of Fey balls before. These fetes are. This is far more like larger and bigger fete than ever been past. The as you are carefully maneuvering essentially the dance floor as to not step on the smaller Fey and not bump into the bigger Fey. And then there's the part that you can't. You don't have wings, so you basically can't participate in the aerial dance portion. But you sweep this woman through curtsies and pirouettes, spins, dips, and the occasional basically interpretive dance. With admirably as she smiles, this red-haired elvish woman with golden eyes smiles back at a dress that looks to be made of like giant flower petals in light blue. So, handsome knight, what the court is all abuzz. You are you perhaps the guardian of Lady Emma?
I was a guardian of the king and queen of Tirnanog, and now
My
I see
condolences, then.
and now I see myself as
Okay,
the guardian of Lady Emma.
Sixth Kingdom essentially was great loss.
It was, yes. But I will have my vengeance.
You seek seek the return of the royal family throne?
I do, yes.
Do you know where the heirs are?
I do.
Roll insight at this.
15.
You get the feeling essentially these are not. Once you start straying in the realm of like, where are the heirs? Are you the direct guardian? Where are they? You're going. I think I will have to pass on discussing this.
Yeah, my first thought is like, sorry.
You're of the feeling essentially Tirnanog didn't fall like without assistance of one of these other noble houses praying kingdom.
Yeah, kind of skeptical.
like she sort of makes a bemused pout, keeping a tight lip about it.
Yes. I don't trust too many people with this information.
Well, have a drink with me. We'll and I enjoyed our dance very much. Low curtsy guides you over to the punch bowl, pours you out crystal goblet, pours one for himself. It's like to possibly new association.
Can I roll investigation or insight and see if she poisoned it or drugged it?
Sure.
Fuck. Let's see. Would that be insight?
Perception.
Perception? Oh, perception's okay. 6.
6. Okay.
I got that
no
one.
idea. It's like she drew two. She used the. She poured out 2 goblets. You didn't see her drop anything in there, so.
I got that one.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. You take a sip. It's fruity and slightly sour and very, very sweet. It's like, yep, this is punch.
Isn't there something about not eating or drinking in the Feywild? Are we okay with this? Or?
Well, that being said, some people are Fey. Like Zumlar is definitely from the Feywild technically, and so is Legends. So those rules probably don't apply to those people. The rest of you as mortals, yes, probably very much applies to you.
Okay. Good point.
Because they've been eating Fey food and drink all their lives. Put it that way. Like the okay, so let's see here. Keeler, Keeler, are you in chat? Keeler on the voice channel? I'm not seeing her on the...
Healer's been messaging in chat, but I don't think they're.
Yeah, I don't see
reading
her.
voice.
So let's see.
Don't think.
Okay. So, all right. Is anybody else participating in the ball, or just general question or talking in the party?
I think Dirk wants to circulate around and just sort of smooze.
Okay. So, the Winter Court guy seems to be most viable person to talk to. He just directly came up and bluntly proposed essentially that we should have a parlay or talk. The other than that, you find the conversation essentially pleasant but uninformative for a lot of the other Fae, as they sort of like discuss court politics and the weather and like the latest fashion report. Like, it's just vacuous stuff. It's just like,
Same as London, huh?
yeah. Well, I'm just saying this is just like talking general courtesan.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to actually pry about court business, you're gonna have to persuade them to basically. I need a persuasion.
Okay. Yeah,
Can Owl join Dirk?
Say again. Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say,
You can join Dirk just fine.
Okay. Can she give me the helping action?
You can
Yeah.
you can work as a team.
Okay, cool.
Roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a 24.
20.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So you're talking to a group of mixed men and women, and some genders in between. It's like,
Yay!
it's like they have some of the Fae are very androgynous. Or have a woman's voice in a man's body, or a man's voice in a woman's body. Is like, okay,
Dirk can relate to that.
exactly.
You can't. I always forget that Dirk is technically like a woman right now.
Well, first of all, Dirk is a halfling, right? So he always had kind of a high-pitched voice, and now he's a woman halfling instead of a man halfling. But it's it's all like he's asexual, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, he relates to this.
Just a whole gender crisis.
Or just not whatever. No biggie, people.
Woman with a silver tiara and sapphire droplet, basically, smiles. It's like, my halfling, you seem to be under a Fae curse. How did that come to be on you?
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
Because I don't necessarily want to give away all our business. That's an 18.
Well, this person seems just generally inquisitive. It's not like they're prying or anything. It's like, I'm saying there's a strong aura of Fae magic on you from gender changing belt, as if it were a Fae item originally. So.
Well, not to mention my obsidian eyeball with the with the red rune that says hate in some sort of Fae language.
Well,
So,
I'm just saying you have an eye patch over that.
oh, okay. I bet it's very decorative.
Show that to everybody, because otherwise you make a whole bunch of people uncomfortable all the time.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just tell her, well, we took a visit to Tirnanog, and one of the guardians didn't know that we were friendly, and so I may have picked up some curses there that need to be worked out, but I'm a friend to the Fae.
Well, you have that air about. So, or should I call you?
My friends call me Dirk. You are welcome to call me thus.
Well, you're most welcome. Welcome to the court. Welcome to the summer. What brings you directly here?
I accompany Lady Emma.
Ah, so you're in Lady Emma's Red So, been away from court for a very, very long time. What brings her back?
You know, she doesn't always share all of her counsel with me. I'll have to see how it unfolds. What do you think would bring her back? Did you know her before?
Lady Emma's betrothed to the
That weird looking.
that handsome devil. Essentially, she's with right now. Supposedly, her husband be.
Well, maybe it was time to talk to him then.
I see.
We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, the woman with the tiara, sort of has one of those smirky smiles. Just like, well, if it's any indication, they don't seem to be talking to each other now. As like Emma is like going from station to station, stone faced, refusing to engage. And it's all the husbands basically talking to each other.
Just like,
I'm terribly sorry, but and Lady Emma is not feeling well. So like, you have to excuse her not being able to respond as Emma's going.
just like taking a kid to a wedding, right? So I'll ask Silver Tiara Lady what her name is.
Oh, she whispers in your ear, basically. You see in your mind basically a scene of starlight and moon dust, and in an sort of like pristine Sylvan field. That is the name I can give you as our Fey names basically give more power over us and amongst each other.
That is quite fair, and it is a beautiful name. Is there anyone
You
else?
may, however, call me Moon.
Mooney? Okay. Thank you, Mooney. Is there anybody else? I'm unfamiliar with most of the people here. Is there anyone else that I should be aware of?
Well, I would stay quite distant from the Winter Court representative. The courtesans are as likely to kill you basically as parley with. So
That is very good to know.
That's a vibe.
You know,
that said, basically we are all here under no violence fall you anyway from either side.
I think that my goal is just not to get in the middle of anything I don't need to be in the middle of.
A wise proposition for more.
What do you think, Al? Is that a good thing?
Well, yeah, we're just really bad at it.
But you're getting better, Al. You're getting better.
Slowly but surely.
Yes, absolutely. Is there would some music? Can I provide some music entertainment, or recite an epic poem, or sing a song, or do anything to join it? Help with the festivities.
Like, we are all muses and entertainers. We appreciate artists of all kinds. If you're interested in a small private gathering, perhaps Moonlight points over to a group that seems to have like a smaller music circle. There's about 6 or 7 of them over on one side of the expansive like ballroom. So this ballroom is like the size of a football field.
Mm-hmm.
Points like the far side of the those smaller music, perhaps like a smaller audience, or alternately, you can speak with the master of music as he points over to this sort of round blueberry, completely round blueberry shaped individual, with wearing a gold doublet that looks more like a beach ball, like gold lame, basically stretched over a beach ball, and he has basically a pair of like antennas that look like trumpets coming out where his eyebrow should be.
I'll be happy to go and talk to him, and if he would like me to join, I can, and if not, I can go over to the smaller group. Thank you, my Lady Moonlight. You have been delightful.
Of course.
Owl just looks to Dirk like, these aren't entertainers like at Lady K's, right?
Mm-mm. No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Well, that being said, yes, some of them are entertainers.
Yeah, but I'm not going to explain it to Al.
Not perhaps you're not explaining it to Al, but I'm saying some of them.
Yes.
Some of the Fae are simply not dressed in anything at all. Essentially, they're naked. They're,
Owl just looks to Dirk. They look like they are.
They're just free spirits. They're just free spirits. They don't like synthetic clothing at all.
Oh, I feel that in my bones. I
Right.
feel that
They never have tags in any of their clothing.
No tags? You're kidding.
Right.
And their clothes all have
I want to
pockets.
be free like the Fae.
Maybe not all the time.
Please, no, Owl does not say no.
Maybe not at the party, Al, but maybe later, sure.
Sorry, I just need some stupidity. Thank you. I was just, oh.
So, do you go and talk with what is
Blueberry Man. I'll go talk to Blueberry Man first and just explain that I'm a guest, but that I am a bard and I have some talent. And if he would like me to do anything, I'd be happy to. But if it would be disruptive in any way, then I'd be happy to go over and join the smaller group.
All right. He basically toots from both of his horns like a circus clown. You have a devilishly hard time not laughing at him. He is just ridiculous in every aspect. So, he basically makes sort of like squanchy, accordion noises as he sort of walks.
Goodness.
He sort of steps down a short flight of stairs from where sort of he's acting as a orchestrator over a large, basically, whole orchestra of Fae below in an orchestra pit.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. What can the master do? You, honk.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
Yes, well, I play bagpipes and the dulcimer and a lute. And sometimes I sing, like epic poem sorts of things. So if any of that would be helpful for you, I'm more than happy to, help with tonight's festivities.
Oh, Tanya, in this court, basically all who wish to share their arts, the stage is yours. Wish as he basically bends over and makes this loud honking noise, basically out his ass, like you're going, oh, don't laugh. There's a golden stage, essentially maybe about 10 feet off, raised floor of dance. And there's a short line, maybe about 5 musicians, poets, dancers that are lined up at the moment.
Oh, it's like open mic night.
It is open mic night, yes.
I'd really like to play the bagpipes at the Fae Court, but I feel like maybe I should play the lute and sing something, about the wonder of the Fae. Maybe something that I've heard from history about the Fae.
What if you sing and then play the bagpipes in between singing?
Sort of like AC/DC, right? Oh, I could sing a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And play bagpipes on the chorus.
I'm begging you, please.
Okay, that's it.
So this before you get on, there's this Fae, basically this dashing Fae with basically Mohawk does great rendition of a great rendition of some Queen song, basically with excellent magically amplified guitar solo. And then just before you get on is this frumpy looking fae with sort of portly and a double chin, eyes that seem to be sunken under dark beady eyes, sunken under deep brows, like. And then he starts reciting this. Oh, Fredly Grumbutty, thy machinations are as purple gravenots in midsummer morn. That Midnorgan hath blurted out is earthed jurgles grumbling, as they're just like. He goes on for like 4 minutes worth of this, and there's booing from the audience, like, oh, like.
How did someone from Scotland get into the Feywild?
Oh, they for those people who do not recognize the Vogon poetry.
Definitely.
Very
interesting use of metric and counter-opposing imagery, sir.
It's just like, he's there's pretty much just sort of blurts out this word salad for basically 4 or 5 minutes straight. There's just like there's boos and jeers, and then this giant black hole of a pit opens up in the stage and sucks him down into it, and then seals up above him. Like, and about that time, it's like Dirk is going, this might possibly be dangerous.
Well, we're in the Feywild. Everything's going to be dangerous.
Does anybody else have Lawrence cutting in and out, or is it just me?
I hear him cutting it out too.
A little bit, but I've been kind of following.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So I think you want a performance check, is that right?
Need a performance. Need 2 performances.
2 of them. Oh, not 1. 1 is not enough.
Can Owl add helping?
Okay, so that's a 12.
Not unless you also roll performance. I don't know if you do or not.
No, that's so that's a 12 and a 13. I'm going to use luck on one of those and see if I can get one of them to be up a little bit more. Okay, that's a 23. So I'll take a 23 and a 13.
You have a slow start, and Al, if you had an inspiration before, you lose it. And if you have no inspiration, you have disadvantage on your next roll.
No, I haven't.
She did have inspiration from when we destroyed the cursed objects.
Yes.
As you feel this slight twinge of disapproval, essentially, as Al was playing the triangle on the side. It's like, yeah, Al, are you playing the triangle, the tambourine, or the cowbell?
Oh, more cowbell.
Hear me out. The conga.
Oh, okay.
All right, you tried to get a conga going, and it's just not happening.
No, because it does not fit at all. I'm so sorry.
There isn't a conga going. It's just that basically, apparently, maybe there's some favorite rule about not having 2 conga lines. I smell lots of people giving you dirty. Dirk has a very slow start, but eventually the crowd warms up to her, and you pick up automatically successful save.
Okay.
As the they bless you with their benevolence. So you have 1 automatically successful.
I don't know how I'm ever going to use that up. That's awesome. I'll thank everybody.
You bow. There's your flaming bagpipes, basically trailing smoke and fire behind you as you exit stage left, basically with a bagpipe solo.
Awesome.
There's appreciative clapping, and stomping of feet for people that are at tables. Okay. So, do you meet up with this pallid albino like dark fae guy at the bar, or no?
He invited us. He might have something of interest. So I think Dirk doesn't really feel comfortable consuming anything here, but he's more than happy to go and hang out, be a little bit of a barfly.
All right. So we'll just say the rest of you.
And did anybody else have anything they wanted to do in the ballroom? Mac, did you have anything? The huntsman's over there. Are you going to talk to him later?
No,
We cannot hear you.
I cannot hear. No, we cannot hear you.
Oh, Mac.
Poor Mac.
Ryan, can you hear me? Can you see me, feel you?
Oh,
I
you've
just-
been talking.
I just feel like the huntsman's right there, and we've been trying to find him for weeks.
I thought I was just like interrupting other people's. Like, okay, I'll wait my turn.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, I'm glad we asked. 'Cause I think everybody else got something to do.
what do you? What is
Yeah,
Mac? Place?
Mac, sort of like, on all fours, sort of like, how big are the huntsman's hounds by comparison?
Huntsman's hounds are huge. Stand almost like 5, 6 tall.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also
They
like
also
tiny
seem to
by
be
comparison.
basically they are not friendly, and they have snapped up at least 8 Fae in the hour or so essentially that Mac has been looking that direction.
Yeah, but I also look like them, don't I?
Yes, you look like a hellhound. So yeah, you
Mhm.
are not too far off from the way they look.
Yeah, so I'm gonna sort of like pad up and just sort of like see how they start reacting.
Okay. So you sort of observe them for maybe about 20. So you seem to have collected a small entourage of Fey animals, as there's like 3-tailed foxes and squirrels with gems for eyes and small birds that seem to have landed on your fur and start to weaving flowers into them. One of the squirrels said, "Hey bud, so you an actual mortal animal, or are you from the Feywild?"
I was once human.
Wow. You get cursed or something? Made a bad deal?
I was drafted into the assault on Tirnanog.
Oh. So, I guess you must be you must have gotten cursed on the way out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I wish to. How do I say?
well, we
suppose-
pay, he goes to fist bump you, basically, tiny paw. It's like, well, we
Mhm.
Fey animals try to stick together because the other Fey really don't, regardless, don't treat us with the same respect. We're sort of like second class.
We all have our roles to play, at least.
Hey, so I see you eyeing the hounds. I'd stay away from the hounds of the hunt. And really want to become part of the hunt. Looks like you're already like 3/4 of the way there.
Mm-hmm. I hear him
That
calling
happens
to me.
essentially. You're just part of the hunt permanently under the commands of the huntsman and the Winter Fae.
The Fae like to make bargains, don't they?
Well, I guess essentially if that's what you're looking for, but like I try to stick to the summer side of the court if you're looking to make a bargain. Winter Fae's bargains tend to like impinge on your lifestyle, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Got any suggestions? All I was really looking at has been the huntsman so far.
Well, what's interests you so much about the huntsman other than the fact that you're 3/4 of a way being hound?
That's really it. I mean, I wasn't paid to begin with, but if I'm stuck with this life, I might as well make the best of it.
Well, the Duke of Edom, his cousin the huntsman will be holding a separate court at midnight. So, interested in petitioning the Winter Court, I would do it then. There are formalities that would prevent them from doing ill things to you out of spite or bemusement during when they're taking court. Otherwise, it's fair game to do whatever they want, and the Winter Fae basically are not ones to pass on a chance essentially to mess with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I want more control over this power. I didn't want, like I said, I want to atone. I don't know how I can fix Tirnanog, but I have friends who might. But
Well, the squirrel with the red sapphire, red gem eyes, scratches cheeks for a second, rubs them, and spits out a walnut, and then chews munches on the walnut for a little while. Well, my take on the subject is more a good bargain. You can call it that with Fae. Is usually servitude for a year or a day, or suffering some indignity or violation for a year and a day. That's a good bargain you had with Fae. Anything that's more long term than that tend to have detrimental effects on the rest of your life. So if you're willing to serve, essentially these are things that the Winter Fae find irresistible as bargaining.
the Winter
Wouldn't
Fae,
offer anything so powerful as basically memories or your soul, because then they have some hold over you permanently.
how do you think I ended up like this?
Well, I can tell how you ended up like this. You didn't enter into any bargain. You got cursed directly. So
yeah, I made a kind of a dumb deal, but honestly, other than looking like this, I still got all my faculties. I'm still me.
and that's hey, I'd say that's a win. So
Yeah,
try to keep that.
that's what I want. I want I'm willing to help the huntsman. He doesn't
Well, then
seem...
then you're best off talking to the Duke of Edom and cousin during the court they're going to hold at midnight in the Eastern Wing.
So Duke of Edom, more reasonable than the huntsman himself. Got it.
Well, no, it's not that they're more reasonable. So that's where the Duke of Edom's court. The huntsman is here simply as a guest of the Duke of Edom.
I was eventually going to just track him down on my own, but he sort of...
Well, I'm saying you're not going to have any luck talking to him outside of the court. It's like he's required to listen to you with he's required to listen to your entreaty with all seriousness and duty of the with the that all supplicates of the court will receive during court outside of court hours. He may simply decide to play with you and discard you, which and there'll be nothing to be done. There's courtly rules involved there. So I'd be careful of approaching the huntsman outside of those times.
Well, I'm glad you're more informed than I was before.
Well, you're mortal, so can't be expected to know the. So, good luck with that. We animals need to stick together. As she gives you another fist bump.
Oh yeah.
Roll insight to figure out whether or not the squirrel's or not.
10.
Seems on the up and up. Essentially, it's doesn't seem like he would have any reason to mess with per se.
I mean, Max, he only has a +1 wisdom, so he obviously is going to be cautious, but he has no reason to suspect this squirrel would try and fuck with him. He isn't that up and up on what the Fae are like yet anyway. He's like, oh, right, they like to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Okay, so does the rest of your team reconvene in the bar over the western side of the palace?
I think so. And Dirk's going to send a telepathy message to Lady Emma and say, Lady Emma, do you want us to hang out with you, or we'll go hang out at the bar and just give me a signal?
If you're looking for any excuse to leave, this is a good excuse.
Yeah, Lady Emma's gonna go. She'll use her message cantrip to send a message back to Dirk and say,
Awesome.
I'll meet you guys over there.
Okay. So you just sort of pass through the pleasantries, interacting with the. There's at least 24 of the of the nobles of the court here. It's they're all vaguely related to you in some way. the
That tracks.
So you are from the so you're from the Six Kingdoms faction essentially. Tirnanog used to be one of those kingdoms. Now it's the Five Kingdom faction because Tirnanog was destroyed. You are daughter of the Queen Mother of the First Kingdom, essentially the most eminent kingdom of Sunstone, and the house that normally the nobles are brought into the main court from. So you are in the direct line of succession. You're like 10 down the line of succession, but you're in the line of succession nonetheless.
No wonder she's been so important.
So there's roll perception or investigation check if you're actually paying attention. If you're not paying attention, essentially I will give you an inspiration point for sticking to your guns and basically telling all these people to faff off.
Owl's the
you can either
queen
roll
of not
for
paying
information
attention.
or you can just take the inspiration for being you.
Ooh, I got a 21.
Woo.
Okay, so you're actually interested in finding what's going on in the court then. It's like,
Who doesn't like juicy drama?
those courtly manners are beginning to take hold again. It's like, I better know something, otherwise bad stuff is going to happen. Lord of them all.
Well, and also,
Okay,
I'm
so
probably trying to get some
your
information.
aunt, the Duchess of Summer, pleased as punch that her wayward niece has finally returned and come to her senses. There's congratulations all the way around. Small gifts are given to you. It's like, and by the end, essentially, there's this this poor entourage of like 10 sprites that is following you around is like carrying this wheelbarrow of gifts around behind. You figure you should look at some of that stuff in the future, but it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I must excuse myself, dear fiance. Do you actually call him your fiance, or do you basically call him the huntsman?
I'll call him the huntsman. I'm still not entirely convinced that this is a good idea.
The huntsman nods, of course, private business. Go as you please. Where would you need to go? I will point you.
Yeah, I'll just let them know that I'm going to meet up with my team at the bar.
Of course. As the husband continues to make rounds. Okay, so as far as perception checks, here the outer guards and the outer houses don't seem to be very pleased by this union. They give you sort of polite nods and curtsies, but otherwise are like just short of being rude to you and your fiance. So all the outer houses and basically the Ranger Guard, who sort of represent the frontier guardsmen of realm that stand between winter and summer, none of them seem to be pleased with this arrangement at all. All the members of the 5 houses seem to be very, very pleased about this, and they're the ones lavish gifts. And then you simply just like, of course, and just like send them off to the other pile with your sprite entourage that is like wheeling around a wheelbarrow of this stuff. You're very careful not to basically say that you accept any arrangements. Essentially, it's like, could we perhaps coming visiting our villa essentially after the main fete is done? It's like you decline all of these invitations, though there are many of them, because they all have political. There's political strings going to any of them. But it's looking like the inner and outer houses do not agree on this arrangement. So you're gonna have to figure out. Lady Emma figures she should figure out why the outer houses don't agree.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Also, I think Lady Emma is sort of starting to warm up to this situation. I mean, it has been 430 years since we've seen this person.
Maybe he's grown up a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
They
she
were
never,
kids and all this
technically never
happened.
got to meet young huntsman earlier. It was supposedly, according to the odds, like perfect match. A noble and well-educated member of House of Winter, and over time, just like your brother has become the champion of the Summer Court, he has become an equally prestigious figure, essentially within some 400. Okay, so you all arrive at the bar, quote unquote. It's quite a bit less fancy, sort of a simple tavern room that looks completely out of place inside Summer Palace, with its like beautifully parquet floors and tapestry, glittering jeweled appointments, and it's lit by simple lantern light, wooden paneling, some sort of like high eave to allow some of the larger individuals, because it looks like there's a full, like, there's a group of ogres in here playing pinochle in the back, and there's a small sylph like lounge singer with a like orcish pianist basically playing lounge music in the corner. The dark-haired, white-skinned elf emotions you over. It's like, welcome to the Red Dragon Inn. So, you're an odd lot to be here at this point. I know why she's here, as she points at Lady Emma, but what about the rest of you?
What, she can't have friends?
You'd be wise, basically, to steer far, far clear of the princess, because she has many, many enemies.
Well,
Even
good thing we're not
if she
wise.
doesn't know about it right now.
Ow.
Lady Emma
And
just
that-
glance
Ow.
and be like, would you like to be my next one?
Ow, let's be
Zum-
nice.
He holds up his hands and peace. I'm not one of those. So-
Zumlar steps up and says, "That's why I'm here," and he tightens his grip on his sword.
You put that away, basically, before you get struck down by the summer curse. It's like all of us are well aware. It is a death curse, by the way, basically. If you draw that sword, you're instantly going to die. And the same goes with the rest of the true death. So,
And Dirk's going to say that in general, people that warn you to be careful are not generally going to stick you in the back with a knife. So, are there any particular people that you think we should be cautious with, or any situations which seem more perilous than others?
look, I'm a good friend of the Hunts. So, and he doesn't get along with his uncle very well. So he's asked me to pass this warning on to the lot of you. Like, try to avoid any deals with Duke of Edom. You can all avoid it. So, and the same can be said. The true can be said of the Duchess of Summer.
That seems like very sage advice. Thank you very much.
That being said, essentially, the inner and outer houses of House of Summer are split on this peace accord. The winter, with the Winter Court. My master, the Huntsman, is very interested in having this happen. Very smitten by Lady Emma. She is not necessarily smitten with him. So,
Warming up to it. I mean, you have to remember, when she knew him as a teenager, he was like, in her mind, he was the equivalent of like a noble frat boy. So she's not thrilled about
it is,
it.
the Huntsman has
She's
grown over
warming up.
time.
She's-
It's like, I
yeah.
can't admit, essentially, since I've known him, we were both outer guardsmen, actually, and he was simply sent to the outer guard to grow up and learn the ropes essentially of being a guardsman. Grown into be quite a capable gentleman. So,
Why is it that some of the outer houses are not, interested in this peace accord between the summer and the winter courts?
there are centuries of bad blood. It's like there's been an ongoing on again, off again war between the two courts, and those skirmishes happen on at the outer houses, and the Summer Guard and the Winter Guard basically fight them in constant Cold War. So I really hold no ill will against the Summer Guard, just like we, the Winter Guard, we are simply doing our duty to the kingdom represent.
So the outer houses tend to get caught. Okay, go ahead.
Dark deeds have been done on both sides,
Mm.
eliminating houses, families, essentially farms, other holdings, essentially right at the edge to gain some temporary gain one way or the other from the court. So this is why those houses simply probably will never let that enmity go.
They've been caught in the middle of too many things, I bet.
They are bitter. That bitterness basically takes.
We'll have
But
to
I wouldn't put it past them to try something during the marriage ceremony, or during this period, basically to either assassinate the mother. So that's the other warning I need to give you, Lady Emma. You are surrounded by enemies that you do not yet know about. I would gather allies here, even though you don't know it. The knives are out, and gather as many allies as you can in court that can guard you before ill fate finds you.
Is Lady Emma related to anybody in the Winter Court?
You are not related to anybody. Of course, your husband to be, essentially your fiance, is. My name is Lathandris. I'm a spy, I guess, trade. That being said, I cannot. No one in the Winter Court can direct me without Duke Edam's. So if you wish protection for the Winter Court, you have to negotiate. The rest of us, we are expressly forbidden from dealing in Summer Court politics.
All right.
You've been very helpful to us in passing on
you.
these comments from the huntsman and these recommendations about things to do and not do. Is there anything we can do to make your life a little easier?
Try not to get killed.
That seems reasonable.
Because this would make this whole effort, essentially, that we've of coming for naught if Lady Emma were to perish. Or be co-opted, essentially, by the outer houses. Don't assume, essentially, your Fey heritage will keep you from like, high glamours, from co-opting your mind and spirit. Powerful enough magic can overcome your natural Fey.
So after the marriage if the marriage happens and the marriage takes place, would she still be at risk for an assassination attempt, do you think? Or once the pact is made between the two houses, then there's not as much reason for anyone to get hurt?
I believe that once the marriage is actually made and the pact done, it cannot be broken. So the outer houses will have to abide by the.
Okay.
Lady Emma's just shaking her head, going like, okay. Clearly getting strong-armed
Okay,
into this
Zumlar,
marriage.
I need a history check for Zumlar at this point. See if he. recognizes the house the woman he was dancing is actually from.
History. Come on.
Same for Krishana.
So 17.
Nice.
All right, so you recognize like house flower essentially shows the woman you were dancing with was one of the belongs to one of the outer houses. And Krishana, how did you do? Same with you. So they're already circling your group. As you sort of thought you had picked some one at random, but they had basically come and met you, basically.
Rude.
Very.
Well, it's not particularly rude. They're basically perfectly urbane and polite to you all, essentially. So, I'm just saying, obviously, we're probing you for information about
Exactly.
who is
Probing
with
is
you.
rude.
Where are the noble sixth house?
So Dirk is going to tell everybody that he feels like we need to trust no one, and we should not do anything without checking with the group, or at least Lady Emma. Don't make any deals with anybody. Don't release any information. Ask some questions, but don't tell people our business unless we agree that that's something they need to know. There's a lot of peril here, and we don't know most of it.
Okay, so the Lady Emma is extremely rusty on house heraldry at this point. Zumlar's a little bit better. Mack knows a little bit. So you can three of you can roll history at to see if you can scrabble together enough of your knowledge about the heraldry of the outer houses or the summer guard that you might be able to recognize all the various groups that are surrounding you.
Ooh. Natural 20 plus 7.
Woo!
Okay, Lady Emma basically recites off 20 outer houses, like from memory, scribbles down all their house heraldry on some table napkins. I want you to all memorize these at this point because any of this heraldry, they're not on our side.
Dirty 20 for me for Zumlar.
Cool.
All right, so you recognize, unfortunately, that the majority of guardsmen that you saw on duty all belong to the summer guard, basically, of the outer house. So the security on site apparently all belongs to these various oppositional factions.
Oh, fine.
Krishana has
Now,
already
that
ordered.
being said, in order to basically do you in, they're somehow going to have to basically turn off the death curse, essentially, that will that basically the peace bond that's supposed to prevent people from trying to do ill to each other, essentially, during these negotiations. So you will have to find out more about the glamour that basically makes that happen, that was cast. Because the outer houses obviously have some way of disabling this, otherwise they're not going to be able to attack you at all. So you may want to head them off before they put their plans into motion, basically, of disabling peace glamour.
Lady Emma, in this moment, is going to decide that it's about time she goes and talks to her mother.
Do you go by yourself, or do you go as an entourage?
She's asking for backup this time.
I think, Lady Emma, would you like us to go and remain in the room next door so that we're close by, but we're not all up in your business? Or would you like us to just come with you?
Well, that you all probably have to wait outside, but it would be a tremendously bad idea for Lady Emma to go anywhere by herself.
Yeah, I think we need to stick to you like glue, Lady Emma.
You can't get rid of us that easy.
I think me and Owl should definitely stand side by side with, or slightly behind Lady Emma, kind of like guards.
Owl agrees and crosses her arms to look all big and tough.
For Zumlar, it's
Also,
not that hard to
Owl
look
is
tough.
very attractive, so I feel like that's going to be an advantage here in the Fae Court.
Well, and they should recognize Zumlar as a champion of Tir
Right?
Nanog.
Al has a hard time telling whether or not attractive. Like, some of the Fae are basically like downright horrifying, ugly, but it's like especially in the Winter Court faction, but especially here in the High Court, everybody is this crazy ethereal beauty that is like that transcends mortal beauty. That's I was pretty close, but it's like nowhere near what the like Archfey look like. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Has anyone given her crown any sort of a look?
No.
No, Al's crown is actually on full display. It's a beautiful multi-pronged crown with like tiny diadems along each point. She's gotten a couple compliments from some Fae women. Who's your jeweler? That is a beautiful piece.
So they're not picking up there's any sort of an issue. It's just a mark of
It's a mark
Yeah,
of
and
distinction.
yes, a mark of distinction. Yes.
Mark of distinction. As several people are wearing fascinators and crowns and tiaras of all sorts. Because everybody and their brother and sister is a noble around here.
It's a good point for Alice to also just be kind of like casually always hiding her left hand right now, right?
Well, I assume you're wearing a gauntlet glove.
Yeah. Sorry. I forgot about this.
The same way Dirk is wearing an eye patch. The crystalline eye. So
Yeah.
And no one suspected Zumlar being cursed either.
well, you are in your full plate, resplendent full plate, basically no disguise, and everybody's be okay.
To be fair, are you really in a position where like you would be attacked or anything? You're sort of like representing, hey, I used to be a knight of the kingdom that was destroyed. I'm here with my friend. It's not like you're facing humans.
Well,
or anything.
I'm going to note essentially there are some individual dress, more like ceremonial plates. Else, Zumlar seems to be the only one basically wearing actual battle.
The actual battle, yeah.
You can wear it if you want. I'm just saying, inevitably, people give you some odd looks for doing so. So.
Now, Zumlar's
like wearing
proud.
combat fatigues to a Thanksgiving dinner at home.
Yes, but that being said, essentially, it's like dressing. This may be your form of a dress uniform, essentially, for Tir Nanog, which is like there's certainly there's certainly some snide comments like, well, that's how a knight of a fallen kingdom would dress, wouldn't it?
Zumlar also knows that ceremonial armor. Oh my.
Words.
I know, right? Ceremonial armor has 0 protection value.
That being said, like there are so many archfey like floating around you that is like they may be as basic. Their skin may be as hard as basically adamant steel, but it's like it will never show from the outside. So they may be as armored up as you are. They just are better at hiding it. All right. So yes, Zumlar gets lots of snide comments about basically like look how low basically members of Tir Nanog fall in those exiled human worlds. Like, how do they live such squalor? It's like Zumlar's like, oh, I want to kill these people. Want to kill these people.
We all do, Zumlar. We all do.
Okay. So you walk into the west. A marked difference from where the sort of courtesans and hangers-on of the court. This is the actual where all the noble private quarters. You can hear quartets, solos of various very skilled Fae musicians wafting in and out of various private meeting rooms as doors are open and closed. Various individuals simply give you pleasant smiles that never seem to reach their eyes. And there seems to be a small army of smaller Fae like dusting the corridor continuously behind you, picking up any footprints, making sure basically large trains from dresses basically never touch the ground. Your group, in fact, basically has what you're guessing is easily like 30, like 6-inch tall fae with various types of wings attached to your group, sort of flitting about you continuously, messing with your hair, makes it like freshening the flowers in your hair, like straightening your crowns, redoing the pins on your cloak so it just falls exactly the right way. You eventually, Emma and Entourage eventually arrive just before you arrive at your mother's quarters. 3 silver armored knights in full plate, like battle mail, like heavy silver lances, sort of leaned over their shoulders as they sort of cross the lances before, just like. None may see the Lady Sunstone. She is exposed.
Not even her
All
own
the group
daughter.
is looking at Lady Emma at this point to say something.
You know who I am?
Okay, say again. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch what just happened.
Okay,
You
so the
cut out for most
three
of it.
silver, 3 silver armored knights basically block your path to this sort of like wing of the palace. Like, the Lady
Okay.
Sunstone is indisposed. None may see her.
Do you have any idea who I am?
One of the guards' eyes narrow for a second. It's like, no, ma'am. I am unfortunately unaware who you are.
You dare block the path of Sunshades' daughter? Zumlar pipe up.
Lady Emma, daughter of the Queen of the First Court, and you will let me speak with my mother.
Yeah, her mom.
Okay, so roll intimidation.
That's a 26 for a net 20.
Well, not you, Zumlar. I need this from Emma.
23.
Oh,
23. Okay, no problem. All right, of course, my lady. I will escort you to announce you now. And, you could wait a moment. The Lady Sunstone is indisposed. As one of them makes a curt nod and actually turns on his heel and back down the corridor to the room at the far end of the corridor, knocks, raps on the door smartly 3 times. An elvish maid sort of answers the door. They whisper with each other a moment. And then he waits at the door for about a minute. And the maid comes back and then whispers something to the knight again. The Sovereign Mother will see you now, Princess. Please follow me. The rest of you must stay. Does
Lady,
anybody insist on coming along with Lady Emma, or Lady Emma insists on bringing her entourage with her, some of her entourage with her, or no?
so Dirk is
Lady
gonna
Emma-
send telepathy to Lady Emma and say, Lady Emma, do you feel okay going by yourself, or do you need us?
Lady Emma's gonna send back a message and say, I'll go alone, but stay nearby, in case I need to get a message to you.
Right. So message us if you need us. We will make some sort of a distraction if necessary.
Sounds good.
All right. You head the knight escorts you to the door, raps on the door 3 times. Yeah. Platinum blonde, very young, probably, like almost looks like the same age as you. Though you're guessing she is obviously younger. It's like she sort of does a mistress, please come with me. I will guide you to the Sovereign Mother. Could I perhaps get you something to drink or some refreshment? Have some fine Elvish white winterlands.
Could you get me a cup of tea, please?
Of course. She bobs her head and So she first guides you through a set of private rooms. There's this like a larger sitting room out here with a lot of comfortable seating in like very summery red and orange colors, and then guides you down a small short hallway, and at the end of that hallway there's like 4 doors on this hallway, and the door at the very far end cracks the door, peeks through for a moment, and motions for you to come along. It's like, we've set up some seating for you, Senate Princess. Please be at ease. That she brings an ottoman forward for you to prop your feet up on, and a large high back comfy chair has been put right next to the bed. Your mother looks like hell. It's like she is emaciated. Her cheeks are all sunken in. She's like, she seems delirious as her head sort of lolls back left to right. Like, she looks like she's on her death.
The dear, what did happen to you?
Right. She is not speaking. You try a message or some sort of other telepathic communications, like read thoughts.
Yeah, she'll send a message to her mother. Pretty much saying the same thing.
Okay. It's like, is that you, Lydia? Is that you, Emma? My dearest daughter?
My, what big teeth you have, Grandma.
Lena's gonna talk to her mother and be like, what is going on? What happened to you?
I've been ill for so very long, like years and years at this point, and I have continued to deteriorate. The doctors seem to be able to do nothing, and neither can the clerics. They say it is a wasting disease that has no cure.
Lady Emma's gonna like get really serious and be like, why didn't you send for me?
You are hard to find in the mortal realm, here. Actually, that is by your own choice. That in my message, I assume I have sent many. None of them, I take it, have made it.
And so Lady Emma's gonna be like, and what of your favorite child, my brother?
He, your brother Leland stands tall as the champion of our Queen Titania. The House of Sunstone will remain ever shining so long as your brother and you survive. As there's a sort of like warm smile, sort of like transmitted through message, even though you normally don't get images, essentially through message.
Lady Emma's gonna ask how long she expects she has left.
I don't know. It has been several years at the point, and I have been in the States, neither alive nor dead. It is a painful existence. It would be easier if it were one or the other. At this point, the maid returns pot of hot water, and an already steeped cup of tea, as she removes the basically a small like golden ball to basically tea diffuser and sets it aside and hands you your cup of tea.
Lady Emma's
any milk or sugar, Mum?
Of course not.
She bobs her head and disappears into the woodwork, just like good servants often do. It's like, all right. As you sip your tea, I need a con save.
Oh shit.
15?
All right. It's like a minute later. You're continuing to have a conversation about the time that has passed with your mother, but suddenly you have an astoundingly bad headache. You have like the worst case of heartburn ever, as you take 30 points of poison damage, cough up some blood.
Awesome.
As at that point, your mother's eyes grow wide. Flee now, child. There are assassins among my staff. I did not expect them to be quite so bold. Try right here, right now. Leave.
Lady Emma's gonna send one last message to her mother and be like,
you tried to take your mother with you.
"Ooh,
Because if they're bold enough to attack you right here, right now, they may just.
they'll attack Mom too." Yeah,
Yes.
let's bring her with us.
All right,
Don't
you grab your decrepit mother and athletics. You're unfortunately not
Athletics,
very strong individual. Do you have Tensor's Disc, by the way?
I don't.
Do you have Dimension Door?
I do.
You want to just teleport back to your team.
Well, I got a 20 for my.
Okay, so you definitely hauled your mother up over your shoulder and are helping carry her along. She's almost completely dead. Not help you carry her along. So you've just got her scooped up at this point. She's disturbingly light as you're going. Oh, this is not good. She is very, very ill. Okay, do you try to Dimension Door?
Yeah, let's Dimension Door back to the team.
You
I'd
Dimension
be
Door. You Dimension Door back to the team. Rather than arriving back in the hallway, however, you arrive an area surrounded by guards, silver lances pointed at you.
Holy shit.
As you're standing in the middle of what you're quickly realizing is some sort of teleportation trap that is to catch teleporters into the palace. You're surrounded by this sort of glowing orange field that you accidentally bump against, causes 5 points force damage as it sort of the raw magical damage tears into your shoulder and leaves a bleeding wound. As you bounce off of it and like carefully center yourself in this column of golden light.
Can I get a message to my team?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
$22.
22. Okay, so you get Dirk gets this garbled message like assassins attacking, I'm teleporting out of here, and then like static.
So Dirk will tell the team.
What message do you want to deliver? You have like 5-6 words to deliver a message with, I guess.
Help Mom dying assassins. Not good.
All right, and then as you try to basically at that point, basically the communication shuts off. Well, Princess, in case you were one of the silver armored knights. Well, Princess, in case you weren't aware, teleportation has been inside the palace, caught in our. It's gonna take and need to get the seneschal to get you out of here. Queen herself or the seneschal are only the ones that have access to the prison you find yourself trapped in now. Is that the Queen Mother of Summer in your arms?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You need an explanation of why essentially she's out of her.
My mom and I were just going for a walk.
There are easier ways to walk than teleporting out of the castle. This is obviously some sort of captain of the guard, but he doesn't seem to be roll insight at this point.
What was that?
I need an insight check to see whether or not you think the captain of the guard is in on the plot or not. Okay, it doesn't. You get this distinct impression he is not in on the plot. Otherwise, he would have just ordered his men to kill you. What?
All right, so I'm gonna tell him that we were trying to teleport after the castle because there's a plot to kill my mother and I.
I don't understand how this can be happening with the war, with the glamour of peace. Well, I guess poison doesn't count. Annoying. I guess direct
Well,
violent
Can you,
action.
can you
must be
throw up
the,
some blood on him, maybe?
Can I
Projectile
tell him?
vomit blood.
Okay, do you have, Lady Emma? Do you have an antidote?
I don't know. Do I?
The item called antidote is used to cure poisons. Very common, but also, like
Don't have an antidote, but you know what? I might have something else that would help. See.
So if you have anything else that neutralizes poisons, you want to take it at this point because you are still poisoned. You are as you're basically like touch your nose and notice that there's blood like dripping down from your sinuses at this point.
The captain of the guard's not doing anything?
The captain is looking at this point. I would love to help you if you are poisoned at this point, but I can't get access to you through the prison.
Shouldn't he have access? What?
No, I'm saying he already said the only people that have access to the teleportation prison are the Seneschal and the Queen herself.
She's trapped in a bubble, and no one can get in or out.
Basically, like a golden cylinder of light at the moment, so he can't like get in there and get a shirt to help her out.
Since my mother is a queen, could she somehow remove the bubble from around us?
You whisper to your mother, she's like, try, weak, so you may pass out. So okay, so I need you to roll a d20 for your mom.
Okay. $11.
Okay.
Wait. But I have an inspiration. I'm gonna give it to mother.
Okay, not a bad plan. All right, go ahead.
All right, let's go for something better than 11. All right, I got a 16.
Okay, that's better.
Slightly better.
All right. Let's see here. The silver armored guards with their silver spears. All of a sudden, as you're all guys are like taking your ease in the hallway, all suddenly take military martial stances and start charging towards you guys.
Huh.
So when you say charging towards you guys, you mean towards the group?
Towards a group at this, yes.
Okay. So we got the message from Lady Emma.
Yes.
Right. But we don't see her, right? Because she was diverted someplace else.
Yes.
Wait.
I think Dirk wants to step forward and say, "Stop! There's a plot against the Queen."
They may be in on it.
You hear essentially, it is unfortunate, basically, for you that we're in on that plot. Die, mortal. Die, mortal.
God damn it.
All right.
Well, now we know who they are.
All right. So I need. Technically, they throw all their spears before they start talking. So they get a surprise attack in on your.
Okay, and before we get into combat, Krishana was asking if she could ritually cast augury when Lady Emma went in, but of course, you guys were talking. So was it possible that
certainly, she gets back whoa immediately. Something bad is happening.
Hey, Lawrence, may I remind you that I cannot be surprised.
Okay, so I'm saying they will still get in. So you notice that basically they shift suddenly and kick their spears basically up into their right hand. Throw and javelin throw all their spears towards you like they were shot out of cannon. It's like, but you're in sort of disbelief that's just like, shouldn't the death glamour be killing them at this point? It's like, must not apply to the guards.
They
Does
must
that-
have an exemption so that they can keep order.
Does the glamour of peace also count on spells?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So
Does
you
it
probably
count
can cast
against
spells that don't
self-defense?
kill people, but if you cast any lethal spells, you're probably going to get under the effect of the death glare.
Is there any place we can duck into, or we're stuck in the hall?
You're in a hallway, but it's like there's plenty of doors on this hallway, but it is sort of like a private section essentially. So there's no other witnesses about. You're going, well, we can try to bust in through a door and basically try to duck these guys.
Yeah, I think
Or
we
Or you can run back into a populated area, in which case they probably won't be able to down without causing a giant ruckus.
Did Dirk have any sense which direction Emma was from?
You have no idea where Emma went off to offhand. His message doesn't give you that information.
Okay.
But locate person might. So
Ooh, does anybody have locate person?
I have
Well,
a really
you
good
also
nose.
you also have the wand of. I think you have one wand of finding or something that allows you to find things. So,
Oh, goody, a MacGuffin.
no, I'm saying you have that item essentially from a long time ago. You've just never used it.
Yeah, I know we have the one with True Sight, and I know we've got Dispel Magic, but okay, the finding. So did Krishana have that one?
So you may want to. I guess I'm referring to the True Sight wand, like the
Okay.
true seeming of all things.
Yeah.
Essentially,
I don't think you.
the thing is essentially the palace of the Fae. The Summer Palace is probably like 90% basically illusionary magic. So,
Mhm.
Not to mention,
you
looking
also
directly at an.
as the true nature of the palace. So it's like it'll probably give you a direct path.
That
Okay,
said,
but of course
So
there's a
since he-
local price to be paid whenever you use that wand. So depends on how you want to use it. Okay, so anyways, they do get to jump on you guys of at least throwing their spears.
Can Owl, like, as a reaction, like, plant, because, like, she has that staff that turns into a giant tree. Could that kind of, like, block us from getting hit?
Nice.
If you wish, sure, I'll allow you to throw it up as a sacrificial wall.
Yeah!
All right. Al, you throw your basically see the like Mack basically slaps Al in the shoulder like they're about to attack, do something. It's like everybody get ready.
Shit!
As Tree basically as Owl throws up her tree and it blocks up the whole corridor. The silver spears like shatter the tree as if basically they got hit by a cannon. Essentially, there's big hole. The tree itself splinters into pieces, and like pieces of like sharp wood fly everywhere, causing everybody in the hallway 5 points of piercing damage. As you get the worst case of splinters ever, but it seems to have absorbed the initial blow from the spears. As you see the spears basically hover in midair for a second, then wink back into existence on the guard's hands.
Bullshit!
Okay,
Guys,
so,
let's run for it.
You blunted their initial attack. Now we're effectively out of combat again. So, what does everybody want to do as a team?
Run!
Run!
I will be at the back trying to be as big of a target as I can. Like, still running, but like trying to body block the rest of my team in the hallway.
Okay, so you're gonna
Alice,
dive in the way of
roll as
spears
well.
if they continue to get hucked. All right, got it. All right,
oh,
so
quick
you,
question.
okay, so I
Have
need
we-
athletics checks for everybody to dash down the hallway, or acrobatics if that's better for you.
Zumlar's gonna
We
do the
had-
same thing.
Any sort of
Or is that
long
Mack?
rest since.
16.
22.
Since you've gotten here, technically no.
But I missed last week. And I think the week before.
So yes, you would have had a long rest. We'll assume you have a back up to full hit points.
Okay, that's the main thing I was curious about.
Can Owl also be helping Mac by, like, any part that he can't cover? She's having her shield since she's a shield master.
Okay, fair enough. Got it.
Yeah!
All right, so I need see, let's go with deck saves for everybody basically on the team body block here. DC is 50.
Coming in?
Hey, 56.
19.
Okay. So half damage will be 12 as you manage to As you manage to deflect spears, like they're unerringly accurate as they continue to, as the tree basically begins to disintegrate into magical dust now that it's sort of like central core has been destroyed. You have to do this for about a round, as the first of you rounds the corner into a more populated area. Here, did anybody get under 15 for their athletics or acrobatics check?
I didn't.
Nah. Natural 20.
Okay. All right, so all the people on Team Body Block, I assume, made their deck save at this point of 15 or better?
Oh,
Yes.
that's what I missed. Let me make that real quick. Yes.
All right, so Mack simply takes the full 24 because he's vulnerable to the magic silver of the.
Oh.
Mack basically is like he thinks he's like, oh, it's just spears, it'll be fine. And then one of the spears hits him and begins to burn and necrotize all the flesh where the spear hit. It's like, oh shit,
God.
bad.
Oh.
Mack is going. This is okay. Mack basically immediately rolls back up to his shoulder, basically hanging by threads from his left arm, hanging by threads from his shoulder. Okay, that's true, Silver. That's bad. That's bad.
It's just flapping around.
Mack is like holding his shoulder up a bit from falling, his left arm to his body to falling off as he rushes around the corner.
Can I second
Okay,
wind
so
real
all
quick?
of you make your various saves and runs at this point. One of the guards basically throws his spear out and basically tumbles through the air end over end, and eventually hits the end of the hallway and becomes this giant wall of like silvery steel like bars that basically run from the ceiling to the floor. But you're beyond it at that point as the last of you dive out of the way at the last second, and then roll past the corner. There's a quick expletive deleted, basically in Elvish, a ladrin from around the corner. About that period of time, okay, we're going back to Lady Emma at this point. So about that period of time, the captain is, your mother is beginning to concentrate a steady golden glow, like sunstone shining in the sun, begins to emanate from her body as the field around her basically sort of pulses with a sympathetic thrum. The captain is going, it looks like your mother is extremely ill. I would advise her not to be trying that, like, glamour cast by Queen Titania herself. As Lady Emma's going, I don't think I have time for that, as you take another 20. It's like, blow up basically blood on the floor.
Oh.
About that
I'm
period of time,
dying.
you see about half the guards in the room turn on the other half of the guards in the room. They start stabbing the basic person next to them.
Holy shit.
Now, Dirk, while he's running, is
draws his sword and is defending himself. It's like
Dirk still?
Aasimar like erupts in the room as about half of the royal guard basically attacks the other half of the royal guard.
Can Dirk reach Lady Emma now, or everything got shut off when she went inside the bubble?
Well, let's see. Are you going to use the true sight wand, or do you have locate person?
No,
She's far enough away, essentially, where message.
Okay, that was what I
Or
was.
do you
checking.
have sending?
I
in
don't
my
have
dream?
sending. Yeah.
I think Krishana has locate person.
Do you have
Okay,
locate
Krishana has
person,
locate
Krishana?
person. Okay, Krishana basically spins around in a tight
I do
circle
not
on her
know.
heel and basically
Oh, she doesn't.
stomps her. Oh, she doesn't have it? Okay. Nope.
She said
Nope.
she had locate plant, I believe.
Okay, well, Lady Emma has all sorts of odd, like, mechanical samples on her, so it's like,
Mhm.
so you
Yes!
can this will still work. It's like, especially since a lot of them are mortal plants, and you're figuring there's only like fey fauna around here. So you simply flip around, basically pirouette on one heel, stomp your other heel down, basically, and it's like that way. She points down a hallway. There's a lot of startled, there's a lot of startled fey noble sort of looking your general direction. There was a big ruckus down the hallway you just running out of. As you hear down the hallway, essentially, everybody, please stand aside. Essentially, that group over there, essentially, those mortals, they are to be taken into custody. As you can see, a detachment of silver armored knights with spears heading your general direction, the hallway from where you're trying to head.
Oh, from the direction we're trying to head. I think it's time to get these people on our side. So Dirk is gonna like jump on top of something and say, "Murder most foul! There's a plot to kill the queen and her daughter, the Lady Emma. Arise! The glamour has broken."
Okay. So roll a, I guess, persuasion.
Okay. Maybe I should cast motivational speech.
May I remind you, these are all fake creatures.
Okay, that's a 19.
Okay, no, motivational speech will still work as a motivational speech. Let's put it that way. So, okay, so they have keep in mind basically, Fae are not immune to charm.
Oh, I'm keeping that in mind.
They're immune to magical sleep.
No,
Okay.
but like, I have a charming hypnotic pattern.
Yes. So, all right. So the some angry silver knights are rushing the corridor and politely trying to shove aside essentially various Fey nobles because they still can't manhandle the ladies and gentlemen of the court. As they're trying to get up to you at this point, and Dirk hops up on a coffee table and okay, calls such like the death charm is broken. Essentially, the piece there's murder most foul in this place. Some nobles at this point tentatively like try basically creating a ball of flame or magic in their hands. Some of them and as soon as some of them draw daggers essentially to see if anything particularly bad is going to happen. And when nothing does, essentially, about half a dozen Fey nobles, women and men, rally to your side. For the 5 houses and the inner houses of the sun, they go and face the head of the detachment of guard is like, "Fools! These are traitors to the realm." It's like, if you stand with them, you will also be considered traitors to the realm.
Is there any way?
And about that period of time, basically, you see you see some nobles that are all attached to the outer houses, all draw swords and daggers. And, well, that's not as big of a win as I'd hoped, but essentially, at least we got some allies. All right, what are you guys doing?
Following
Someone
Krishana,
needs
I
to
guess.
Yeah, I
Like,
think we need to.
help me.
If we've got some people around us, I think we need to try and get towards Lady Emma.
You try to convince them to basically hold off the guards while you rush.
Oh, I know what I'll
Right.
do. I will
Call
put
for
Krishana on-
reinforcements, right? Because the huntsman's around here somewhere. The winter court's around here somewhere. The summer, like, there's other people here that can come in and help. Obviously, there's a crisis.
Okay, you grab a fairy. Dirk grabs a fairy and fly as fast as you can to the western court and summon the Fae. We must. We need to defend the inner houses and the queen herself, and Lady Emma in particular. It's like the Krishana basically grabs one of the young Fae nobles. It's like, what is off directly that direction that someone might have teleported into? Well, there's only security in the where the Crown Guard have their barracks, because that's the northern side of the palace. It's like, so
They must have her in custody.
you must have her in custody. So
Yeah.
that's what the young noble blurts out. All right, so you've sent a sprite off to summon to pull in the winter court at this.
Right.
What else are you doing?
What about the huntsman? Can we reach the huntsman?
The huntsman will be with his other winter court individuals, probably in the western.
Okay, and then. Oh, the animals. Can the animals help?
There's strangely enough, yes, there are bluebirds and cardinals sort of flitting about here and there, like screaming some
Mack?
bunting.
Yeah, Matt, can you get them on our side?
I can try.
Yeah,
I'm
they
going
can
to-
like drop curtains on
Hold
people
one of
and
the,
Mac, what did you say?
good sir, how can I help you?
There's a plot to murder the queen of the first house and her daughter. We need help, please.
Where do you need us to go? And we animals of the woods will assist you.
Fall in! And I'm going to pick Krishana up and put her on my shoulders and tell her to lead the way.
Okay.
All
right, you're rushing down the hallway. The inner house and outer house nobles seem to be struggling with each other at this point. The Silver Knight guards rush to intercept you guys at this point. Are you going to try to bash your way past these guys, or are you actually going to... There's about 6 of them.
Do you want me to blast them? What do I do?
So that's for you as a team to decide.
Could I cast hypnotic pattern or hold person on them?
Hypnotic pattern might be the best.
All right, yeah.
'cause that's
so
an area of effect, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast 3rd level hypnotic pattern.
All right, so
And it's
your
16.
Al is surprised that this is more effective than it has any right to be, because there's only 2 of the guards that are still basically still in it afterwards. The rest of them are basically mesmerized, as is a large portion of the crowd that's battling each other in the hallway. So there's 2 guards left. Definitely possible to bum rush past 2 guards. So do you want to bum rush them past them?
Choo choo!
Or
Yeah.
Or do you basically continue to try to incapacitate rest of team? Al's done.
Mack is just going wherever Krishana points, which direction.
Okay, so I need an athletics check and 2 dex.
From everyone?
And I'm thinking that Zumlar and Owl probably.
Mack right now, Mack apparently is going to try to take them on the way past.
Oh, gotcha.
To give everybody a moment to basically get past the guards.
So I got 20, not a natural 20, unnatural 20 athletics check. And then for dex saves, I got a 19 and a 4.
Okay, so you take a total of 36 damage passing the guards.
Can this be halved, or is this with their silver spears?
This is with their silver spears. This is the total damage. You cannot. It's true silver. You're vulnerable to true silver, so it's like silver spear just ripped through your leg and your chest,
which is why he's just trucking.
Mack is trailing like buckets of blood behind him.
But I also have a horde of animals behind me, don't I?
Yes, the animals all leap upon the guards, and they're trying to back them off at this point. At that point, the whole rest of your team rushes past the guards. You're rushing down the hallway. Everybody roll me a d4. 4s are good, 1s are bad. Including Lady Emma.
Okay.
I got 4.
Well, that's a 1 and 2 2s so far. Oh wait, no. Does my halfling luck work on that?
So that only works on D.
It only works on D20s. Okay.
I.e. checks.
I did try and roll up a new character. I rolled 24 die, and 8 of them came up 1s.
Okay. Super ugly. That's super ugly.
I mean, that's talent right there.
Right. Super talent. We need to be playing a game system where...
We really do, yeah.
All right. Dirk almost gets decapitated by a spear, basically whizzing over her head. It grazes her cheek for 11 points of damage. That could have been my whole head there. It's like as the spear basically blows this like foot-wide hole in the corridor next to her as it like zooms past.
Good thing I'm short.
Actually, you roll once, come back up to your feet, and like are other like far enough down the corridor where this guy doesn't have an angle on you, but without hitting a whole bunch of nobles. You're rushing along. There's a detachment of another 6 guards that seem to have picked up your trail, but they seem to be having a hard time navigating the other nobles that are there. So at this point, the whole of the palace has devolved into basically the one grand brawl at this point, as the nobles don't seem to be really willing to actually try to kill each other, and the guards don't seem to be really willing to kill any of the nobles. So they're basically politely trying to get out of the way. Please, sir. Please, sir. Or ma'am. Okay, so we're going back to Lady Emma at this point. Your mother's Dwemer eventually fades the golden pillar of light around you until it's sort of like slightly blinking on and off at this point. You don't know if it's completely on and off, but it looks like you could get through it with a solid push. Whether or not you want to put your mother through that is a good question.
Can I
Your mother also does not look so hot, as her your breathing is very, very labored.
Can I cast Globe of Invulnerability on my mother?
Sure. Do you want to cast global availability on it and just on yourself, and then shovel your way, you and your mother, through?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you're giving it a try. All right. Cast global invulnerability. Your global invulnerability further fully suppresses the remaining bits of the barrier that are in place, and you step through. There's a couple bolts. Some silver magic spears come whizzing your direction, and I need 2 decks.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how Fae Palaces burn, because this is how it always starts, but that's how it always ends.
We didn't start the fire.
All right.
We did. We very much did.
Emma, do you have any inspiration?
No.
Okay. All right. You do your best javelin catching impression as you catch a javelin to the chest. Right. So you take 24 points of damage.
Wait.
If you have any healing potions, I will allow you to use any or all of your healing potions while you were hiding out inside the bubble.
Okay, can I just cast, like... sort of
Well, you're not there with Lady Emma at this point, so Lady Emma's on her own.
Lady Emma. Can I cast some sort of shield? To
Shield
prevent...
isn't going to help in this. You have to...
Oh.
We did stock up on potions when we were at the college, so he said that you could have given yourself some potions while you were in the bubble. If
Okay,
you want
we'll
to
do
retcon
that.
that.
You're 50 hit points down, essentially. Taking both of these spears might knock you unconscious and make you dead. So I'd strongly drink potion.
Right,
Drink it.
I'll drink
Drink
some
it.
potions.
All right, so we're just going to say you're all out of potions at this point. Roll me 6d8 plus 6. You're basically trying to counteract the poison that's in your system at this point. I should have bought antidotes.
Okay, 24 plus 6 is 30.
30. Okay, so you get 30 hit points back, and then you take what is it? You take 10 points of poison damage and a 24 from spear to the chest.
So you're down 4 points.
You're
As
down 4 more
As
points.
opposed to unconscious. Yeah, that's still
She
better.
took 30 from the
Right,
poison
okay.
damage. She's down 34.
You went up 30, down 34, so your net is minus 4.
Yeah.
But
No,
she's
net-
still up.
Net down 34. So this is the total damage she's taken so far. She's taken, what is it? 10
I'm
plus...
taking a lot of damage. I'm at 20 out of 79 hit points.
Okay, so you're down 54 hit points at this.
50, 79.
So that is your total damage, 54.
Okay.
You've gobbled down all of your healing potions at this point, but you are still feel like severely poisoned. So
Yeah. I'm struggling.
okay, so there are some knights that silver knights that are down next to you that happen to be standing next to one of the other silver knights that happen to stab them back. They might have some antidotes or healing potions on them if you want to quickly search one to try to find one. Other than that, there seems to be one clear exit out of the room. So you won't continue to get attacked. Hopefully there's less hostile guards out there. The captain seems to be holding his own at this point. You might try to get behind him or garner his assistance in getting out of here, but or you could try teleporting again now that the teleport trap is down.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can find an antidote.
Okay, so I need a perception or investigation to search one of the dead guards for an antidote.
I got a 16.
All right, you find a potion case that has two regular healing potions strapped to one of the guard's side, labeled first aid. Had some bandages and some gauze in there as well, and a needle for sewing.
All right, I'm gonna immediately down the healing potion.
Okay. Down a healing potion. You heal up 7 hit points.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Next round, you take 5 hit points, and you will take 5 hit points until you either cure this poison or are dead. Okay. So the all right. Let's see here. Your mother also looks horrible at this point. Do you want to feed her a healing potion?
Yes.
Right. You feed her a healing potion. And on the second round, I assume you take the antidote, so you cure yourself of the poison.
There's an antidote.
What are you other in the room? Essentially, the captain to be holding his own. There are at least 8 guards that are quickly dispatching all the other friendly guards around here as they have them outnumbered after their initial surprise attack. There seems to be a large like clerk's desk, essentially like a warrant officer's desk that you go hide behind. That, or you need to try to escape the room through the only door out of here.
Okay. I'm not doing well enough to like fight off these people.
That, or you can
Is
try
there an antidote?
or you can try to use some of your spells to get out of here. So, what do you want to do?
That's true. You know what? I'm gonna burn the place to the ground. Is what I'm gonna do.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's Our Lady Emma.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
Right, because you can throw it but manage to not do the captain or any of the good guards. You can pick who you blast.
Yeah,
that makes
Light a
sense.
fireball on yourself and immolate the whole room. I assume you're going to cast this at the highest level you can.
Well, and I'm an evocation.
Yes.
So I have a special.
Okay,
All right,
so add your intelligence bonus to, what is it? 10d6.
Mm-hmm. Intelligence bonus, that's 10d6. My intelligence bonus is +3. Fireball.
And you use up a what is it?
43
Fifth
plus
level
3 is 46. 5th level
right.
spell.
All right, so you cast a 5th level fireball. There's a tremendous blam of flame that blows out the door. There's some screaming in the hallway. As these various small fairies basically have their wings on fire and going, ah! They look like napalm children. You're like, you feel
Holy
slightly bad
hey,
about this.
you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Okay.
No, I'm saying you just caught some innocent bystanders out in the hallway as it blows out all the way into the hallway.
Well,
The,
you know what?
They
all
couldn't take the heat, so they very much.
all these basically 8 hostile silver knights basically get immolated and are like there's steam and smoke escaping from like the edges of their armor. Like the armor's like melted their body in numerous places. They're the only thing that seems to survive this scathe is their silver spears. They're sort of like more than like only 2 of them are still standing. The rest of them are like crouched on the ground. They're either dead or about to die. The captain have luckily behind the warrant officer's desk, and peeking out from the warrant officer's desk, the small gnomish woman with horn-rimmed glasses, going with a big O of a mouth, going, "Oh my god!" as everything in the room is on fire.
Okay, can I cast Dimension Door and
Yeah,
try to
take-
make it
oh,
to
5
my
points of-
fiance?
Do you take antidote at this point, or you take 5 points of damage? Call.
thought
Do
you
I
already
have
took
an
antidote.
antidote?
You just picked up an antidote, yes.
You got it in the first
Okay,
aid
great.
kit.
Yes. Antidote. I'm taking the antidote as soon as I have it. Yes.
Okay, so you take 5 points because you had to cast fireball, and so it's like taking 5 additional 5 points. The 2 standing knights basically die, Princess of Summer. They come rushing towards you with their spears leveled towards you. Let's see. Okay, so I need you to cast shield at this point to so they don't both hit you. So,
Yeah.
all right, the other one happens to crit you, however, as basically spears you straight through the chest, like through and through as you're going, as you cough up some more blood, going, as you're basically halfway through drinking an antidote. Okay, so that does you 30 points of damage.
Yeah, that's gonna kill me.
So that
Oh!
takes you to 0 and 1 death save down. As you lose consciousness, you hear this whispered word from her mother. It's like, the house of Sunstone shall never fall. Yeah. As you sit out of the corner of your eye, you can see this golden radiant light explode from your mother, washing the whole room, blowing away the knights, and smashing them into the walls. And you feel like significantly better. You have 10 hit points, but your mother has perished as she sort of like evaporates into this glowing being of energy that sort of fades away and sparkles.
Holy shit.
Lady Emma's definitely
Lady Emma's
stopped
going,
at this point.
like, you still have this like horrible sucking chest wound, but you're alive with 10 hit points. The captain,
Struggle, you guys.
the gnome warrant officer again goes, "Oh my gosh!" As
Ryan, are you bumping your mic or something? It keeps making like feedback noises at me.
it's not me.
Ryan Glass.
Oh,
The captain emerges from the warrant officer's desk and rushes over to you and holds out his hand. "Milady, we must flee immediately."
I'm gonna take his hand and get out of there.
Okay, and then that's where we're going to end this evening as
Oh my
you
god.
guys rush around the corner and see the captain having Lady Emma in tow, stepping out of the guard captain's office.
Emma!
Zumlar not
You hear from behind you essentially a strident voice. "We didn't plan this for 400 years to have it fall apart in one evening." It's like the House of Sunstone dies this evening as you turn around, as the rest of you turn around, and you can see this like line of like fully armed nobles with armor and wands, and there's about a dozen of them like lined up, and next to them are basically three silver knight guards. The you turn around, and then Lady and Zumlar can recognize Dirk can recognize the tiara'd woman, and the Zumlar can recognize the redhead he was dancing with, and the Krishana recognizes the sort of handsome noble with moth-wing eyebrows, essentially all among them. Okay, and this was where we'll pick it up next.
Yay!
Oh,
I thought we were gonna have fun.
Oh my god.
a party to remember, right?
I'm pleased that you burned down at least part of the castle, though.
We do have to keep that
Listen.
tradition. Thank you so much.
Well done, everybody.
Everything down.
Well done.
Holy shit.
Go team, go.
Awesome game, y'all. Holy shit.
That was wild.